problem is Trump. There's always going to be people like Trump. But the problem is that he's getting a lot of votes from people. So clearly we need a person who's going to be promoting education and help people understand why he's such a horrible choice for America and the world. So, now we'll move on. Okay, I'll take a question.
Don't you think that actually Trump, being in the governorship of the US is actually a very good motivation to see how stupidity goes in the world and actually people will run to education systems, right? The opposite effect.
Considering that one of his plans is to cut from education, I don't think that's going to happen. So, I go on to my speech. In my speech I'll have two arguments. Number one, horrible relations with immediate neighbors and the rest of the world are going to happen when Trump becomes president. And number two, he will ruin the US economy. So I think these 2 points are going to be quite drastic. No matter how bad boy he is, no matter how appealing he is, let's not ruin the United States. That's not what we want to do. No matter how interesting and entertaining he is. Especially for us here, for us people here in Finland, for example, it's kind of been entertaining to watch the madness in America. But don't be mistaken, it's also going to affect us negatively. So let's take this threat seriously. So I'll start with the first argument that there's going to be much more horrible relations with immediate neighbors and the rest of the world. I think that the government can't argue against that there's going to be horrible relationships with Mexico. I don't think that you can argue against that. If you're going to be trying to throw out every Mexican away, build a wall between the two countries, they're not going to be the biggest of friends. And then let's look at Canada as well. Canada has an incredible leader right now. He's very liberal, he's promoting all the right things. And we are happy to see that he's taking Canada in a great direction. But that's the opposite direction of where America is going to be going with Trump. So the two countries are going to go much further away from each other in the future if Trump is president.
Be serious about what the US is and what the US can do. And this is something that cannot be anyway, no matter whoever president will be in the next 4, 8, 12, 20, 40, whatever years. So, you talked about the economic disaster in the end, and how Trump is not going to be a good leader and to lead America to economic disaster. You just forget what actually made America great, the war machine of America, right? We can attack anyone, we can produce our bullets and our guns, and actually we can make money out of it. We've been doing that the last 2 centuries, right, more or less. So the thing is that, if you say that Trump wants to make war in the world, well, let him do it if you love America, if you like America, and if you praise America for what it is. So the next thing we read, Russia, seriously now, and I've heard about Nazi jokes, but now pre-Nazi jokes, before the Second World War, Russia now, it's more probably actually get an IMF loan than actually being an opponent to the US with the current situation that takes place. So we cannot even understand why Russia is even a deal in the whole thing. Who cares about it? So this is what we've heard about just dealing with what Trump says around and during the pre-election period and about things that actually they will not happen anyway.